Look, I love the Chiefs, and I honestly believe Uguti some teams don't want to sell players to the Chiefs because they don't want to see them succeed. However, I don't think Chiefs is always innocent in these negotiations or in these transfer dealings. Hello and welcome to Kosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. And in today's video, I will be looking at five things that Chiefs have done in the past 15-20 years that show they are not always the innocent party when it comes to acquiring players from other teams. And the first thing is buy one, get one free. How many times has it happened? And what image does that show to us, people who are looking at how the club is run? To me, it says it's cheap. We just want to get cheap players. So it doesn't matter what quality you are bringing in, as long as you are bringing in another body into the team. And because of that, how many players have we had in our team that have not succeeded? Because they never had a place, they were just brought in because they were accompanying the other player. And then that makes you question recruitment and the scouting set ukuthi kanti how would you go to Zesco United utufuna Lazarus Kambule and then they would say 6 months later we can also add to Akum, just make an example, or any other player from Zimbabwe, just from Kenya, but it can be from anywhere. Last 7 is a buy one get one free. What ambition is the team showing by doing such things? And to other teams who are watching, they're like, okay, should laba they like exploiting teams because vele you'd expect South Africa ukuthi economy yethu vele is better than some of these countries where we get these players from. So mawufika ukuthi 3 million but we want 2 players, then it's more likely ukuthi they will give you that extra player that we have no use for. Because usually even the coach who comes in doesn't even know what to do with this player. When Zeno Akumu Chiefs, guys, he's gone, but he never did anything because he was just there accompanying Ukambule probably. Second thing is that Chiefs last season, when Uzwana was asked which striker are you going to sign, and this was before they even released Unukovic and Ukastro, and then Uzwana was like, we're looking, but we haven't found anyone. What if you look who we can find in SA? And then he said maybe an Evanga. And that to me told me good. Okay, the fact that Evanga is the first one he can even talk about in public like that, he's probably someone they are looking at. And we did hear rumors of Chiefs were indeed looking to sign Evanga. Then the Pirates pounced and they signed him first. And then that was it. Mind you, this thing was said towards the end of the previous season, and yet you're telling me Uguti from May up until September 22, June full month, July, August, 3 months when uhluleka ukuthola strike. Come on, you cannot be serious. You cannot tell me good for 3 months you fail to find a striker in South Africa, in South America, because we have gone to South America and found players, in Europe, because now Nukovic, we got him in Europe. He came in South Africa and he did deliver. What are we looking for? Our players, most of them know how to play the ball. We are just looking for a target man now that we can bounce the ball off and bring the other guys to play with him. Usafranco was released by Sundowns, free agent. Chiefs didn't sign him. Okay, maybe there are different views on Safranco and his performances, blah, blah, blah. But you cannot tell me good for 3 months Chiefs couldn't find a strike. Because if we're being honest, we know Gutu Dupree, Vele, he was never going to be that target man. And Ega Caleb on the next point. But failing to find a striker or to strengthen the position that was main concern last season, how did we not sign a striker in 3 months? ngiyayibona kaCaleb. Sengikhuluma nje with the second option and the third option. Buki Pirates sign abadlali abangaki strike. Recently the last one was Erasmus, kuno Evanga. They already had Pep. There's also this tall boy, and then I think they have 5 or 6 strikers. The Pirates. Chiefs only signs one strike. What happens if he gets injured? What happens if he picks up a booking? Lack of ambition. Number 3. Now it showed us ukuthi they did not want to spend money, or they did not have money, because trialist after trialist. Namhlanje upon Phyllis Caleb Bimenyimana. Kusasa it's a 19-year-old obedlalela iStellenbosch. The day after that it's Darren Smith. The day after that it's Lila K. It's not Lila K. The other guy, the other Lake. But basically we had all these trialists coming in and out of Naturena. Actually, our plan at that point bese exhaust onke ama options abo, and they ended up just signing Caleb. Mind you, nayo wa delay by 3-4 weeks before they finalized sign. Because if your plan is to not spend money, then find free agents. Find free agents, sign them, okay, ukuze umuntu ezoba yi-backup to the players that you have. Why am I saying free agents? Because we talked about Musa Kamara, we talked about Pavlov Sefranco. Those are the 2 main players that were within Chiefs' reach that they could have signed. But they didn't. Because Ega Sefranco, I did make my opinions known. Uguti, I feel like he has played with PSL. And with Sundowns, we know Kuno Shalulile, so he didn't get much game time, and because of that, he didn't perform that much. But when he did play, he did come in and score an important goal, I think against Royal AM, and I think he scored another goal in some other match. So it tells me there was a potential even for Sundowns to go out and spend the amount of money they spent on him the previous season. They had to release him because they had to open space for Ireland and Onazir, who are the future and have already kind of shown why Sundowns preferred to sign them. Not to mention Ngoti, they also have a lot of money. Anyway guys, if you're enjoying this video and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and also please like this video. Please, let's get 500 likes. 500 likes, 500, come on. So guys, trialist, let's take point number 4. And point number 4 is this, Uguti. Okay, we have one player, we have one foreign player that we signed, which means we can make our excuses, Uguti, when Chiefs wants a player, the price goes up. But that's in South Africa. What about in other countries? Because you cannot tell me, Uguti, a team in Venezuela or a team in Brazil. I can tell you now, there is someone they could have found in Brazil. There is someone they could have found maybe in Colombia, like Pumacono Castro. There is someone they could have found in Europe, sounding like a broken record right now. But they could have found someone else, somewhere else. But they didn't, which means why am I scouting networks tungata limited to just Africa for a team that is as big as the Chiefs? Because always when I say is Chiefs broke, people always say no, Chiefs is not broke, they don't want to spend. So since the Chiefs has so many sponsors, why then not set up a more scouting networks? South America, North America ngaze North America ngabe ufuna ba, but South America, uhambe uye Europe, uhambe uye even go Australia. You can find talent. There are players that will surprise you with how good they are, because some teams know how to find players, because some teams know how to scout. You'll find teams like Brentford bakwazi ukushaya Manchester United ngo-4-0, yet Brentford ngeke uzokuthiwa they spend 50 million. The other teams like Nottingham Forest, they are busy spending basadliwe because they just sign players because they need players. And then you have other teams like Brentford who know how to scout to a specific in which players they find. Look at a team like Borussia Dortmund. They always find good players and then groom them for 2-3 years and then sell them for big money to bigger teams. why can't we find good players elsewhere and bring them to our team? We're lazy, sifuna ukukhokha imali encane. And then number 5 is that, okay, sesiyabona ukuthi okay, team hasn't signed a striker. Why did we not make a plan before the season started? How are we going to compensate for that? Because you can see or you saw when the season started, Zlalu Kama as a false 9 and it just wasn't working. And you saw that was the only plan that we had. Maybe this falls more on Zwane, but also Kaizer Chiefs as a sporting director, this conversation should have been had. Listen, we need to find other plans because umdusa esikoleni, uDuba is also at school, so now we need to find a solution within the team. Billiard wasn't working, but what was plan B? Didn't seem like we had a plan B, and because of that we've lost games, and because of that the team is affected throughout the season. So yes, there might be conspiracies. Other teams might not want to sell players to Chiefs, but at the same time, Chiefs is not innocent in all of this. Guys, what do you think about this? Let me know down on the comment section. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video, and until next time, remember, equals alphela umoya.